Hey everybody, I am going to do my first entry here for Lick of the Day. A lot of talk out on the group about this. Paul has suggested that he will attempt a riff of the day, and for me it may not be an everyday thing, but as frequently as possible. And these licks or these runs or these little figures will be related hopefully to some things that we've been talking about. One of the topics of conversation has been about getting out of the box being the minor pentatonic, and this lick definitely does that. Also brings in some other things that I've been talking about in other videos, adding in different kinds of sounds, major thirds, and other kinds of things. The lick goes like this. So that's the lick. Combines a number of different things. That is very, very common in a lot of songs. Now, I'm saying I'm going to have you and challenge you to slide up and play that note, that A, up here this way. There's a lot of ways you could do it. You can bend it up. You can try doing it that way too. I like this, and I'm going to challenge you to do this in for a couple of reasons. One is, hear how different that sounds? A, you're playing it with your little finger. It makes a difference which finger you play a note with, and it allows you to do some other things. You'll notice that I'm able to get a little bit more vibrato into the note, whereas if I bend it up, no matter how steady I am, it's not going to be quite the same. And then repeating that, which is a very common thing that happens in blues solos. In fact, any solo, really, setting up a theme, repeating the theme, doing something different with it. So I'm coming down, I'm hitting the flatted seventh. Okay, so I like that. You're hitting the sixth, then notice I'm not bending all the way up to that note. I'm coming close, and that's purposeful. I like that tension. So we've got a number of different things happening there. But ways to break this down, work on this much so far at first. Or do it this way in the beginning. Okay? Then repeat that. Come back to that flatted seventh. Practice that, bending that note. Getting consistent for me sometimes is a challenge. So that bending both those up, that just creates a lot more just really interesting sounds and gives you some degree of tension there that I really, really, really love. It is partly major, certainly adds in that major sound, gets you out of the that's really anything that you're doing that way is it's still based out of the minor pentatonic for the most part, but adding in some additional sounds, and it just is just a really good way to sort of sweeten up your soloing, add in some things that you don't typically hear when people are sort of stuck into the traditional box rut. It's also the things that you would hear if you were listening to some of the great players out there. You know, BB King in particular used these sounds and these licks right here a lot in his solos. A lot of other players, you know, Albert King was really famous for sort of those in-between bends and different and overbending and all those sorts of sounds. And practice that, play around with that, and then, you know, there's a number of other players out there that just have some really beautiful variations on what it is that I was just doing. So search those things out, look for comparisons from other people, and I'm looking forward. I'm going to put a challenge out there for other group members. I know there are some amazing players in this group, for you to be posting your licks of the day. So let's get this licks of the day, riffs of the day, all these things happening, and start to really challenge ourselves and push ourselves a little bit. So I'm just going to leave it that there. Thank you so much, and I will see you, hopefully some of you in person. Those that I can't right now see in person, we're hopefully going to make that something that will be a happening in the future. See you in the group. All right, talk to you later.